Do 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 do. All right, good stuff. Hold on. We're just waiting for the waiting the sound to come through here, making sure it's coming through okay. Hold on. There we go. Making sure it's coming through okay. Cool, good stuff. All right, well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today, and what a day today. So we'll take a look at everything in just a little bit here, but today we're going to be continuing our discussion on Analyze My Trade. And today we're going to be talking about NIO, which had a pretty amazing move today. And so looking forward to looking at that one, a nice successful trade from a follower. So we have that today. But before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to check and see where we left off in the market today, and then we're going to go over, we're going to take a look and see where the futures are at tonight and see what we might have setting up into the rest of the evening. We have the presidential debate starting tonight, I believe at 9 o'clock Eastern time, so let's see if that gets things a little bit going. And then we'll take a look at the topic, and then we'll go through questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX, we had a... So far in the monthly chart, we're down 16 points today. We have basically one more trading day left in the month. So they'd have to have an amazing day tomorrow to get over 50% of this candle to not be a dark cloud cover candle. If we have a weak day tomorrow and they go to fade the gap, we may see a push down and finish up the month with a bearish engulfing candle. So hopefully not. Hopefully we keep a lower shadow right here. We get over 50% to give a good rally tomorrow. So let's see how that goes. Weekly chart. Let's take a look and see how things are going here. So weekly chart again, hammer off of last week, and we've gapped up over that. Still green on the week. Turning into a little bit of an upper shadow right here, but a little bit kind of choppy here this week. Maybe everybody's waiting for the presidential debate tonight, and then we'll see some fireworks going after that. So we'll see how that goes here. Again, daily chart, pretty interesting stuff, right? So one of the big things that we're looking at here is the corrective channel that we've been going through right here, and how we've broken out of it, right? This is an important consideration because off of the recent Corona. V reversal off of the Corona crash, right? This could be the end of, obviously, it's clearly the end of a wave, and we believe that this is a corrective wave right here, possibly a wave 4 type pattern. And what we may be seeing here is what we think is a zigzag, right? So an initial move down, impulsive, A, B, C up, and then an impulsive move down. We thought it would move a little bit lower, maybe to the bottom of the cloud, so we're not quite there yet, but we've broken out of that channel, and it looks like we're working on potentially a fresh wave up. So now we have to kind of see how this holds here. We're still in the trend box, so overall we're still corrective. But if we work our way out of here, it could be pretty interesting. One of the things that we're looking at, if we do pull back, we want to see how we handle the 382 retracement and the 618 retracement. A 618 retracement could be interesting because it would tag the top of the channel down. It would be in the middle of the cloud here, and that would also imply that we are that could be a wave 2, and then we could see a very, very big impulsive wave 3 up. So we're definitely going to be tracking that one. So with that, we have to kind of see how that goes, right? So this was a A, B, C type formation right here. So maybe we might start like an A, B, C formation right here. So we may chop again for the next couple days, and then really start to work our way back up. So this is a very, very important area right here of what the market is up to. So important stuff there. Let's take a look at the price action here intraday. So you can see it was generally a pretty choppy day today. We were still, like I said, we were basically tested the prior day's range. We did bounce off of that, but we kind of closed close to the lows of those range. So it's kind of a reversal day. It did give some good downside setups today. We'll take a look at the futures and why we were short in this area right here. And it's very similar to the price action that we're seeing on the daily chart. So pretty cool stuff there. So let's take a look at the levels here that we provide to our members here on the SPX before each market open. You can see how nicely these levels held today. So hold on, give me 1 second. Let's get the proper levels up right here for the 29th. There. Okay, so you can see how well these levels held today, right? So we had a gap window below, right? We started to get into that open gap, right? And that was actually getting pretty scary right here. And we couldn't quite flush below there. And then we had a nice reversal here intraday to get to the next pivot level. And then we got to the major center point level right here before working our way back down at the end of the day. It did give a nice spike and then kind of flushed at the close there. So let's take a look at the S&P futures and see how they're behaving here this evening. So now, when we use the levels in the SPX, but we use specifically off of the S&P futures, we use our signal zones, which are basically supply and demand zones, right? So we had an interesting drop last night, which is kind of this drop-based drop area. So that formed a signal zone above, and then we had a prior rally point in here, right? So it's kind of a really, really big area. So we selected this area here to serve as a signal zone to the upside. You can see I got retested several times this morning, tried to bounce off of it, but failed. And this kind of clued us in, using Elliott wave techniques, kind of clued us into the potential for the downside move. Why? Because the impulsive move up that we had since last Friday was clearly breaking down early this morning, right? So what we saw here is the potential, this is a really big impulsive wave, of a 1-2, depending where you want to put the 3, but just say 3-4 here with an ABC correction, ABC correction, triangle, wave 4, and then finishing up at wave 5. And we broke down below this impulsive channel right here, because I don't have the other side of the channel right here, but you can see we were channeling up. We broke down there last night through the upper trend line, and then that was an impulsive move down. It was clearly an impulsive move because it was very fast, right? So 1-2, right, 3-4-5 right here to finish that wave down. So corrective channels, right, like we talked about on the daily chart, on the zigzag, right, corrective channels in Elliott wave are only found by zigzag formations on an impulsive move down. And so what that gave us here is the idea that, hey, this is the impulsive move, wait for your ABC, which ended up being A, B, C right here, and we expected a push down below this signal zone to possibly test this signal zone below. We got really, really close. We thought we'd hit 33.15. We ended up hitting 33.16 today, 33.16 and like 50 cents, right? So so really, really close on that one. But this gave us some great intuition into the downside moves today, and it was very, very catchable on multiple ways, right? Even if you miss the first leg down, the retrace back to the signal zone is very shortable. Why? Because it gave us a nice retracement right here, right? We had this here, and it gave us a perfect 382, which is our momentum Fibonacci, and that gave us a great move down right here for a good short. And even if you missed that one, we had another one right here, which gave us 618 to finish the wave. So that was some great downside movement here today. We pointed that out in the lives, or after the live stream today, because it was after 10:30. But we pointed out in the member Discord today, and members did well there today. And in addition to to some of the stock names that we like to trade, so good stuff there. So that's what we saw here today. And actually, at the close, right? So this is the final candle of the day, right? We looked for a short here at the close when we were on our live stream, right? We expected this move down because this was an impulsive wave down here. We expected this one to break down, right? So this one ultimately came back up at the time, back to the signal zone right here. It was looking like a 382 retrace, and we thought that we'd push all the way back to more of a macro retrace to the 618 of the move up. And so because this wave was finished, we're anticipating a more upside movement. Now, obviously, the volatility in the news or whatever happens tonight could affect these things, but to us, this is starting to look like this was the start of a wave 1, and now we could be like A, B, C tonight, and then we'll see if we work our way back up to finish the wave 2 and possibly start a fresh impulsive wave up. And if that is the case and things do start impulsing the wave up, then we may see more strength on the daily chart. So we'll see if that carries over into that. So pretty interesting right here. In the meantime, basically geometric lines going into tonight. We've got this, right? And we got kind of like basically like triangulating right here. So let's take a look here. And then here. So yeah, so basically no matter how you look at it, looking like a triangle right here. So this could be a potential bull flag. We'll see how that goes into the rest of the evening. So good stuff. All right. So let's take a look at the topic here for this evening. So again, we're continuing to our series here on Analyze My Trade. And this comes from a follower here on NIO, which is a trade that went well on the long side today. So let's take a look at NIO and see what was good about it here today, and see if maybe there was maybe something that was a little bit dangerous. But let's take a look at NIO today. So a good move on NIO, right? A little bit different than Tesla, right? So Tesla today was another electric vehicle name, had really generally kind of a crazy day today, but it did give a bounce early. It just pulled back really hard, right? So we had this nice triangle breakout this morning. One of our members was stalking it today, and it was perfect, right? We had a nice inside 5 breakout right here, ended up getting through the pre-market levels and giving a nice momentum move up, and then of course it gave another nice retracement for an additional leg up right here. Nice momentum 382 retrace off of the triangle breakout, right? Which gave another push to the upside. Then it got a little bit higher to the high days before it started to retreat. So that was pretty interesting on Tesla today. So let's take a look at NIO. Okay, so NIO behaved a little bit differently. It did not pull back like Tesla, but it did get consolidated there. So let's go to the monthly chart on NIO. So NIO up 2 points today, up 10% on the day, but monthly chart has been very, very strong on NIO, right? We're over the upper Bollinger Band on NIO here on the monthly chart and continuing to push higher. In fact, when we retested the upper Bollinger Band, we bounced off of it, right? So this is a strong monthly candle. So this is good, right? So what we're looking for are strong intraday movements, and that is exactly what this follower found. So a nice strong movement to the upside here on the monthly chart. Weekly chart, still good. Now, this is one of the things that we like. We'll look at a little bit more on the daily chart. We had a bit of what was potentially a hanging man move right here on the weekly, and now we're breaking out of that move. And here's the perfect, this is what we've been talking about here tonight, or talking about on the live streams, is this triangle, right? So this is a nice triangle move right here. NIO likes these triangles, right? It gave a great breakout out of this triangle here. We got really, really tight and consolidated again, and today was the momentum move through this triangle. So this was a key area to get through. So this is between that $19 and $19 and kind of 30-cent level. So once we push through there, right, you can see that the intraday price action was very, very nice, right? So here's that 1930 level. It also happened to correspond with the 15 orb high. Now, cool stuff, just looking at straight candles on this one. It got tight this morning, gave you a nice inside 15, broke out of your 15 orb high. And one of the things I love is that when we can catch a nice candle that has more volume, a nice breakout candle that has more volume than the open, right? Because typically the open has some of the most volume, and now these days the close has some of the more volume on it. But I really like the volume that came in here to start to push this name up, and that at the very least that puts NIO on the radar. If you can't catch it, if you're not watching it initially, right, that puts NIO on the radar that, hey, there's some relative strength here. We could potentially look for a viable pullback on it. Now, it did get great follow through here on the 15-minute chart, and then it consolidated again, right? So that's one of the things that we really like about this. We like this triangle move right here, and we like how it pulled back to the ADMA with another inside 15, low volume pullback right here, low volume inside 15 to work its way up nicely. It also gave another move right here, nice little triangle again, another inside 15, low volume, right, broke out there out of that and gave a nice move up. So really, really a perfect ADMA day on NIO today. And just a great move, right? Just a great intraday move, right? The volume here was very impressive to break out of the 15-orb high. It also gave an inside 5, which started to work its way up nicely. Triangle again, inside 5 failed breakdown, right? Broke its way up again. Triple inside 5, down, form a triangle up, and then worked its way up nicely. So really, ultimately, this turned into a fantastic trade, right? We hit all-time highs, and then the only thing that we're really concerned about are some of these intraday levels to try to break out, but that's part of the triangle breakout method right here. And so we're going to keep an eye on this one. I like how it hit all-time highs. It did not close above all-time highs, but we're going to continue to watch this one and see how NIO behaves. See if it pulls back into the triangle and maybe get another bounce off of this one. But what a fantastic trade today on NIO, and a great find on that one today. So good job there. So really, really nice stuff. So good. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. Again, this is a perfect trending day move, right? A breakout on the daily chart, strong monthly candle, right? Strong monthly candles, nice weekly breakout level, a nice daily chart pattern breakout, and then a great intraday move to hold the ADMA for the majority of the day, and then drifting up nicely after the close. So good stuff there. So at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So let's get started here with those. So let's go to the daily chart and see what we got. So Mrs. Wartsoff, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. So KDMN. So let's take a look at this one. So this is Cadmon Holding. Interesting company here. This is not anybody not familiar with this one. It is an integrated biopharmaceutical company engaged in the discovery, development, and commercialization of small molecules and biologics to address disease areas of various unmet medical needs. They're based out of New York, and it's a cheap stock. It is a penny stock, but it is interesting, right? So a couple of things that we're seeing right here. We're seeing some volume coming in here today, which may be a hanging man candle. A couple of the concerns that we have on this is the obviously a big geometric line right here, and but we are holding some support levels so far, right? We saw that we were holding these levels right here. So we got some volume up here. Let's see if it can continue to work its way up and try to test the ADMA on this one. Otherwise, just a little bit of caution over on it because this thing is kind of in a crazy price area right here. So just a little bit of caution on that one. But let's see if we get some upside movement on that for you on that. So hopefully on that one. So good stuff. Other than that, this is probably a hands-off name for me because one, I don't like to trade biotechs, and two, it's also a penny name, so it's a little bit crazy right there. So not too much on the option side on that one, but good stuff there. Great, thanks for bringing that one up. Shirley sent a few in via email, so let's take a look at those. And again, everybody, thanks for keeping Shirley in your thoughts and prayers as she gets better all the time. Again, nice breakout here on Best Buy. Right, it was very range bound right here. It was looking like a bear flag. I like the gap up today. The spinning top is interesting. Let's see if that turns into a doji sandwich going into tomorrow. NLS. Great continuation here on Nautilus. This is other followers' favorites right here. I like how it's continuing to work its way up the channel. It's over the ADMA, and it took the yesterday's Dragonfly doji up. Play. Now this is definitely an interesting one to keep on the radar. Certainly, if we there was I believe increased cases in like New York cities of corona. So one of the big things we want to kind of keep an eye on here is this triangle. This one is rough, right? Because they recently talked about the potential for declaring bankruptcy. They had a really rough earnings report. Talking about some pretty negative stuff. So definitely keep an eye and see how it handles in this triangle right here. See if it gets under the cloud and see if it gets below that triangle with some volume. And then play could be an interesting short. Otherwise, these things do tend to turn themselves around. So also watch the triangle top as well. Thank you for bringing up Kohl's. So we talked about Macy's last night. And we mentioned Macy's and Kohl's on the market wrap video today. Just some general weakness in these names, right? So in the big retail names, right? So that's a big concern going into this week and going into this quarter, right? As these names continue to struggle, right? I mean they've had it rough as it is, right? And now we're seeing some more weakness on them. So I definitely want to keep these retail names on the radar. Again, Macy's was a big one that we pointed out on the yesterday on the video. And so let's add this one to the bearish radar for KSS to see if it gets any more downside follow through into tomorrow. So that can be interesting as well. And let's take a look here. So we got this. We got a couple other names here. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's get that there, and then we've got MU right reporting tonight. So that can be interesting too. More TBD. And then we'll take a look at those in a little bit here. So great find there on KSS for a breakdown in the retail sector. Thanks for that one, Shirley. Nice find. Okay, good stuff. So let's take a look. Another one on here is ARKG. Okay, so ARK ETF. These kind of ETFs here. We looked at this recently. I like how it got out of the geometric level, and I like how you got follow through with volume on that one today. So let's see if that can continue to work its way back up there. So good stuff. Ryan, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at JKS. Okay, so wow, look at this Jinko. So guys, these solar names have just been going wild, right? This is a big stuff right here. A lot of these have been moving on the potential Biden win. Because talking about pledging more money into clean energy, things like that. So a lot of these solar names have just been super duper strong. This is just an epic move up here on this one. So very, very impressive move there after earnings. I love the inside day up on that one. It got a pause after a big earnings move. So let's see if that can continue to ride this trend. Otherwise, just be careful. Look out for a potential hanging man top if that comes into play, or a shooting star reversal to help indicate that this wild move is done. So good stuff there. Matt, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. So let's take a look at Square. So Square did get an upgrade this morning, so that helped it gap up today, but it didn't really get a lot of energy off of it, right? Square's a tough one to trade. It did give a little bit of a push here this morning, and then it's kind of got choppy there intraday, which kind of matches up with the spinning top. But I like how it got over the 160 level, so that's good. I know a lot of folks have been holding this one, trying to get it over 160, so I'm glad they got the gap up on that today. Just a little bit of caution here as we're coming into this selling pressure on Square. So good stuff there. Mike, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're well. Yeah, great job on GLD. Nice job on that one today. Fantastic work. Good hammer yesterday, right? Gapped up today and pushed into the cloud. So ended up being a great intraday move. It was tricky at the open, so you got your gap up on that one. But I love this one was, Paul in our group with the Elliott Wave side of things pointed this out. He really liked this one on the on GDX, and I like how gold kind of lagged GDX today. So it did give a nice entry right here. I love the tag of the ADMA, the pullback right here for a nice move up there today. So great job on GLD on that one. Fantastic. And then, let's take a look at SPCE. So SPCE was interesting, right? So that was a huge day yesterday, right? Incredible day yesterday. But we talked about, hey, after these big days, a lot of times we like to see pause days, and it kind of ran up with an upper shadow right at the top of the cloud. It did gap up this morning nicely, but it really couldn't hold too much. Fortunately, it gave a little bit of a gift for anybody who was long right overnight, and to be able to get out of it. But it was a quick drop here at the open. Why? Well, it gapped up nicely, but it couldn't hold the pre-market highs, right? We talk about that all the time, right? So we couldn't hold those highs right there, and then we just broke down below those levels here this morning. Then it did give a bounce off of its 15 orb low, and they kind of chopped around up here for a while, and then kind of drifted down there. So again, space. I mean, this is they got an upgrade the other day. They got a mention, gave it a great move, squeezed out some shorts. But yesterday was such a big volume day. It's like they squeezed them all out. Now it's like the bulls have to be like, okay, well, they still aren't doing anything, right? So, but we'll see how it goes. Could be a little bit of a hanging man right there. Kind of keep an eye on SPC and see if that hanging man ends up playing out. I'm actually going to put that on the short radar for tomorrow. That kind of looks interesting. So, just to see if that hanging man drops us back out of the cloud. So that could be interesting too. So good stuff. Awesome. Prayer Kid, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Long time no see. I hope you are doing well. Christian, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, NIO, fantastic, right? So beautiful move today. Great triangle breakout, great volume. Let's look for some more follow through on NIO tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to put it on the bullish radar just because it's been so strong. So let's see if that can continue to work its way back up there. So good find on NIO there, guys. Suyag, what's going on? Netflix, let's take a look. So Netflix kind of slow grinding its way up right here, kind of having trouble with the daily cloud, 50-day moving average, right? So let's just kind of keep an eye on it and see if it can break above there with some volume and try to work its way back up on that one. And of course, Boeing. So Boeing could be really interesting right here. So it's basically right back in the middle of the triangle, right? All this kind of crazy stuff. It did have a big short squeeze on this one. Inside day, I believe the FAA is meeting with Boeing tomorrow to do a test flight of the Boeing 737 MAX. So let's see what that inside day means here going into tomorrow, right? So is it going to be, are they going to buy the news or are they going to sell the news tomorrow? Very, very interesting area also at the top of the triangle. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. Delta Trader, what's going on? Beyond. Yeah, so big breakout here over its geometric levels today. A little bit of struggle there at the end of the day there with the, towards the end of the day with the upper shadow, but a huge move at the open if anybody wanted to catch a momentum move at the open today. It was one of our favorite ones on the opening live stream today. So just watch out for that upper shadow. Beyond is a tricky one with those shadows. So good stuff. Krishna, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, ZS, nice one. I like how it's starting to break out of the this little geometric level right here. Good volume came in here today. So let's see if that can continue to work its way back up. LVGO. Again, this one's been epic for so long right here. It does look like the ABC correction is done. So we may be starting an impulsive move up. Let's just kind of keep an eye on it and see if it gives us a viable pullback on this, right? So we're kind of reversing off these areas right here. See how it handles this 382 and the 618, which is a retest of the cloud, right? And then we'll see, which could also correspond with the 50-day, and then we'll see if we bounce off of that. So good stuff there. Mail, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Diz. So Disney, guys, Rutro, a little bit of a after hours issue. So we'll see how that goes into the rest of the night, but not good, right? So they have to lay off like 28,000 workers. Not good for Disney, right? For Disney World, things like that. So kind of rough right there to show that the effects of this Corona thing are really taking a toll on a lot of these companies, right? Especially big companies that rely on customers coming to their facilities, right? So that's a big deal here on Disney. So let's definitely keep that on the radar tomorrow, and definitely needs to go on our 15 orb list for tomorrow. So so good find there. Thanks for mentioning that one. So good. What else? And Tracy, what's going on? Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Again, NVIDIA, nice follow through off the Dragonfly Doji yesterday. It had some beautiful moves intraday today. Yesterday was an amazing, or 2 days ago was an amazing up day, right? We had a little bit of a pause day yesterday, but it closed at the Dragonfly Doji. And then, it moved up today, got really, really tight, and then it gave a nice little ADMA move up to the upside here. So it's drifting a little bit sideways here after hours, but we'll see how that goes into tomorrow. But again, I like the follow through off of its levels, and of course the bounce off of the upward trend line, which is right by that 50-day moving average. So good stuff there. Let's take a look at Coop. Okay, so Coop with an inside day. All right, let's see if we can break out that inside day here and get over these levels and try to make a push up to the 50-day. mRNA. Okay, so mRNA, I believe, had some news after hours. Let's take a look. Moderna confirms. Hold on a second. CEO sold some shares, but COVID-19 appears safe, shows signs of working in older adults. So some good older adult early trial action there on Moderna. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on for tomorrow. Let's keep it on the radar. Let's see if they can gap it up tomorrow and give us a move. Let's add that to the 15-orb radar for tomorrow as well. Okay, great find on that one. And what else? We've got Piton. Yeah, so thanks for mentioning Piton today. So again, another big push on Piton today. Again, it's just continuing to pedal its way up. Here's your weekly chart. Again, hit fresh all-time highs today and closed pretty well. The previous all-time high is right here, $100.44, and we closed over that by 3 cents tomorrow. So let's keep an eye on Piton and see if it can continue its bike ride up, right? So great find on that one too. So good stuff, guys. Again, as this Corona stuff continues to weigh heavy again on things, a lot of these stay-at-home names are continuing to show strength, except for Zoom today. Wow, that gave a nasty pullback, and it looks like Tracy, you're all over that. So we'll get to that in a minute. Christian, what's going on? Yeah, so an update on JD. Okay, so JD, again, had a decent hammer yesterday, but one of our big concerns with that was the volume, right? A decreased volume on that one. So it kind of looks a little bit like a hanging man, but we are holding the 80 EMA here. So let's see if we can try to give a push here and get some volume and some green over today's high. So that's definitely something that we're looking at there. AMD, on the other hand, a little bit less volume on this one, but it did get some nice follow through. Again, the big thing we've been tracking this week on AMD was the inside week up, right? So that is still in effect and still clearly playing out nicely on the daily chart, right? So let's just see if it continues to get strength on AMD. And again, the semiconductors were strong today too, so that helped with AMD. Walmart spinning top. So it's just kind of hanging out at the 80 EMA here, getting really, really tight. So it may be gearing up for another move one way or the other. So good stuff. Yeri, what's going on? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. OPK, let's take a look. Yeah, nice breakout candle on Opco. I know y'all were mentioning this one recently. I was looking a little bear flaggish, but honestly could have been just an accumulation period. We're starting to see some volume trying to perk this one up to the upside. See if that gets any follow through there for you. And then MU earnings tonight. So it looks like I think they actually had good earnings, but bad guidance. And so earnings, I believe, yeah, earnings came in better than expected, but I think we're down on some guidance on that one. So right now we're basically gapping right here for now. So let me put a little circle on this one right here. Okay, so we can see what that looks like on the daily chart, where we are. Okay, so we're not really gapping down that much. Okay, so look for a potential reversal right here, maybe off this 40-20 level off of the cloud. See where we open in the morning. If it pushes down below these levels, right below here, the 47.78, then we got a nice open gap to fill. We've talked about some series there on gaps on earnings that the extra volatility can see gaps filled quite quickly. So a little bit of caution on that one. And then Tracy, yeah, Zoom. So a perfect one there. So let's take a look at that. Again, Zoom just kind of struggling right here. Again, big impulsive move up. This could be an ABC type formation right now. It'd be a very tight ABC. We're right at the 8-day moving average. We closed right below it. It had a nasty, nasty down move today. Just nasty, right? A little bit of follow through from yesterday's down move, right? Retrace, retested the highs of the day, and then just kind of rejected that here today. But a good downside move here in today. We'll see if that gets any downside follow through. Again, it's a little bit lower volume. So again, it's a key area right here for it to hold. So let's see if it can do that. Okay, so good stuff there. Sebastian, what's going on? RH did a breakout today. Nice. Let's take a look and see how that's looking. Yeah, so RH, big gap up today again out of this this bull flag that we've been tracking. In an invisible bull flag right here, so let's take a look at that. So kind of working its here. Yeah, nice gap up on RH. Let's see if we get some fall to the upside. Here's the invisible bull flag after earnings. So good. Great find on that one. And Jay, what's going on? Hello, hello. Yeah, shoulder dap. Got to do that, right, with Corona, right? So anyway, so Marvel, again, great breakout yesterday. A little bit of fall through the upside today. Again, semis were strong today, but this one did pull back, into the end of the day. So let's just kind of show it. Showed some relative strength at the open, right? Try to make a good move, try to make another move, and then just kind of couldn't get above those levels there. So pretty crazy stuff. Again, here's a big pivot level right here that it kind of struggled getting above. So anyway, it tried. But again, we might see it come back to the inside of this triangle and then try again, right? So that's definitely something we're going to look at. Yo! And then what else we got? Yeah, Shop with finally getting a little bit perky there today. I do like Shop. I like how it's breaking out of the cloud. I like the increased volume on it. Let's see if that can get some follow through there too. GRWG is another nice one today too. So pot sector started to get strong today. CGC gave a pretty decent move, and GRWG hopefully is going to try to work its way out of this this range that it's in. And APPS, yeah, this is a good one too. A lot of people like this one. This gave a nice push off to this inside day. So let's see if that gets upside too. It gave a little bit of an upper shadow, so something to look at there. And then MU. And then MU, so working on a potential bull flag here, but again, same time it is going to gapping down on earnings, so we'll see how that holds, and if it decides to reverse off of the cloud, or if it breaks down below these levels and tries to fill that gap. So it could be an interesting one tomorrow. And let's drink every time they mention taxes tonight. I love it. So great stuff there. That could be a good one to get everybody to enjoy the show, right? So we got that going on here. Nikola, guys, we talked about potential bear flag forming. Looked like a little bit more downside action there today. Craziness after hours, so we'll see how it goes. More allegations, more stuff like that. So again, just watching the demise of Nikola here. So INO. Okay, so INO with an inside day. Down a little bit after hours, possibly on the Moderna news. So let's see how that holds right there. Again, see if it takes the inside day down tomorrow. And play, again, yeah, so... shorties, yeah, so play kind of interesting here too. Again, just kind of chopping around in the triangle, so we got going there. And then Suya, yeah, so J Frog, let's take a look at that and see how that's going here. You mean Frog, I think? Yeah, Froggy. So again, so let's take a look here. So double inside day up, right? So nice move off of that. I love how the double inside day. We talked about this, guys, on IPOs. We talked about how important the pre-market or the IPO high level is. We talked how important inside days are after the IPO. Inside day up right here. Now a double inside day at the IPO high is clearly a big level, and we got a big push up yesterday off of it. Now we're just kind of in a doji right here on that one. So so let's see how that holds going into tomorrow. So good stuff. And then Jim, what's going on? Yeah, my pleasure. Let's take a look at QCOM. So a lot of folks have been liking this one. QCOM's a tough one, right? Every time it tries to break out, right, it tends to get a little bit funky. Even here, big breakout candle, it gave you a pause there and kind of worked its way back up. Big spinning top doji up there, big doji reversal, kind of worked its way back down. So yesterday had some pretty good strength, but again, we commented yesterday on the lower volume. So not surprised to see a little bit of an upper shadow off of that today. So see if it comes back. It might retest the bull flag and try to work its way back up there. Good. And then Tracy, yeah, Twilio, let's take a look. So Twilio, yeah, so it's trying to work its way. Let's see if we can get over the 50-day in the cloud. Again, volume's a little bit blah here, but let's see if we try to work its way back up on that one. And of course, Apple. This is going to be a thanks for asking that one. Apple with a very narrow range inside day. So this could be very interesting going into tomorrow. Let's see how it handles those levels. The last time it gave us a narrow range inside day, it had a double inside day right here, which was pretty wild, right? And that gave a big move up. So let's see if Apple is continuing to try to make this breakout of its corrective channel right there. So good stuff. Great find on that one. And Bob, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at Nikola. Yeah, so Nikola, again, a bit of a bear flag right here. So just kind of slowly working its way down. Again, it's kind of crazy after hours here. I don't know if there's any fresh news after hours. Creditor plays no lead plaintiff. So you still have the GM Nikola talk still in play, I think. So so we'll see how that's actually playing out. Maybe GM's trying to save face. But again, let's see if it see how it handles this narrow range day to day. If it breaks down, we might see some more downside movement, and then we'll have to check and see how it handles it pre-market. Oh no, you're good, Bob. Thank you for the chart. I really appreciate it. So good stuff, guys. Wow. Well, I really appreciate everybody tuning in this evening. It was fun to go over NIO. I'm enjoying doing the Analyze My Trade. And I hope you guys are finding some insight in it as well. So other than that, guys, I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. Be sure to hit the notification button so you can see when we go live. And whether you're new here or not, please hit the like button. That goes a long way. Even if you're watching the recording, please hit the like button. Again, it really does go a long way. I really appreciate it. And be sure to check out the links in the description. So good stuff, guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your evening. Enjoy the debates if you're gonna watch it. And we'll see you guys bright and early on the Good Morning Market Prep video. And looking for another awesome trading day tomorrow. So have a great night, everybody. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys